Well, Mark, it won't be long before this will be complete.
Oh yeah, got it taped and bedded, and tomorrow I'll be putting on my final coat on everything. And then it'll be just a question of a little bit of sanding and turning over to the trim man.
All right, looks like you're working on your corner bead.
Yeah, I'm using a hot mud today. It sets up a little faster, and that way I can turn around and I can put another coat on today.
Now the corner bead Mark's working on is actually just a little bit of a metal type of almost flashing. You can see a piece of it here that was left over. And what this usually is used as is a protection for outside corners like this, because as you can see, once you have the drywall compound on it, it provides a little bit of protection in case it gets bumped. It also provides a nice clean edge, and that's what we're using it for here on the recessed ceiling. But Mark, I see a lot of times after a few months on a recessed ceiling, this corner bead will turn loose and you have a real unattractive line running down through there.
I just go through and clinch just like everybody else, but I find if you go ahead and you nail it, the top and bottom of it all the way around, but put a nail about every 6 to 8 inches, you won't have that problem.
Now as far as coats on this, you're putting the first coat on now, and you mentioned you were using the hot mud, which is a fast drying joint compound. What will you need, another coat or 2 more coats?
Just 1 more coat. This hot mud doesn't shrink as much as regular mud, so that's also another bonus for me, so it makes for less coats.
Okay, and then what's left after that?
After I put my final coat on everything, it's just a question of a little bit of sanding, and I get to turn it over to the trim man.
All right, perfect. Now, Mark's been doing this a long time, and he mentioned having to do a little bit of sanding. Well, in his case, that'll be a very quick process. But if you've ever tried to finish drywall yourself, you know that it can be a real tough task in getting it nice and smooth, and the sanding that you may be doing may take you longer than the actual taping and the mudding that Mark just talked about. So you may consider, if you're doing a project like this and trying to do a lot of it yourself, to go ahead and install the drywall yourself, making sure you recess the nails properly, but let the finishing be taken care of by a professional.